Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm obsessed with sleep. I always have been. I am a sleeper. I admire people. I was talking to someone this weekend who works on Fox and Friends weekend, and he said he only needs 4 hours of sleep a night. I've always wanted to be one of those people, and I feel like the most successful, powerful people in the world only sleep a few hours a night. I guess Donald Trump is like that. Bill Clinton was like that. Um, you know, Joe Biden's going to sleep forever at some point very soon, probably, just according to actuary tables, not because of any ill will from my part. I hope he lives a long and fruitful life away from politics and the media. Anyhow, I have always been very jealous of people who can only sleep a couple of hours a night. I think, it is an incredible blessing. It's just not me. I'm one of those people. I've always been this way since I was a child, where I've always tried to get as much sleep as possible, especially in the morning. And after the pandemic, when everyone started getting fat for no reason, even though they were by and large still exercising and everyone went vegan, like I did at the beginning of the pandemic, which was stupid and short lived for me. It's not stupid for you. If you are like a moral vegan, I don't care. If it works for you, great. It did not work for me. It was stupid for me. But I realized that we are so beholden to our circadian rhythms, and that is so much of what dictates mood and metabolism. And so when everyone's circadian rhythm was thrown off during the pandemic, they responded by gaining weight, probably because there was stress and more cortisol. But whatever the case, I have found that sticking to a very regular sleep schedule helps me sleep. I will spend, if I have no money left, I will spend all of it on a comfortable mattress and comfortable bedding. I am now on a Sleep Number bed. I'm sponsored by no one, but they should give me money for this. So I've been on a Sleep Number bed for about 5 years now, and that has been phenomenal. It is very, very comfortable. I think the most comfortable bed I've ever had. I had a Serta memory foam mattress with cooling gel inside. I've not been able to find that since. I tried to find another one. Dream Cloud, I had one of those, and that I didn't like at all. I've had Tempur-Pedic mattresses in the past. One I got for free. I got to go to an Academy Awards gifting suite, even though I was surprised I wasn't nominated. But my friend, who is a publicist, he was able to get his clients and friends into a gifting suite, and so I got a Tempur-Pedic mattress there, and that was pretty good. But so far, the Sleep Number 360 is pretty awesome, and it's worth the investment. And they always have sales throughout the year where they're like half off. And I asked my daughter if I should get the thing where it raises your head and your feet, and she said that's for old people, and I should also get a life alert because I've fallen and I can't get up, which I thought was a very mean thing for a teenage girl to say. Surprise, welcome to our home. So every once in a while, though, I would say at least one night a week, I wake up at like 3 in the morning and I'm up for 2 hours. So here's what I have found that works. And I've been asking people all throughout the building what they do when they can't sleep. And there are different types of can't sleep. There's the can't sleep where you have too much adrenaline and you've had too much caffeine late in the day and your body just will not let go of awakeness. That is never my problem. I can usually fall asleep pretty quickly and anywhere. I'm also a plain sleeper, which is almost as much of a blessing as only needing 4 hours of sleep a night. That is one of the few things that I have going for me. And I've never had to take anything on a plane. I'm not a big fan of taking anything to begin with. I've only taken melatonin probably 3 times. It didn't do much. I already have weird dreams, so it didn't give me any weirder dreams. But I did hear today that melatonin is made from pig brains, which makes me dislike it even more. Having said that, there are people who do rely on melatonin to get themselves to sleep. And for some people, they say it keeps them asleep. I know people who take Ambien and other sleep medications like that. I never want to do that. I never want to take Ambien. I never want to take something that forces me to go to sleep because that isn't the problem. It's just when I get up at 3 in the morning. And so that was the zone that I was most concerned with when I was talking to people about this. And a couple of people said melatonin. I got some other interesting answers for the middle of the night insomnia. ZzzQuil, One of my coworkers said that she has been having a really tough time sleeping lately, and she's taking more ZQL than she would like, but she said it's the one thing that works for her. Another coworker said he rarely has to wake up in the middle of the night, but when he does, he went to the old tried and true grandma method, and that was warm milk. He said he heated up milk in the microwave the times that he couldn't sleep, and it got him back to sleep. And he said that will now be his go-to going forward. There was just a Swedish research team that looked at some of the sleep inducing trends and they sort of ranked them. They said that the Sleepy Girl mocktail kind of works because there is data that supports magnesium and tart cherry juice putting you to sleep. And then, of course, they mix it with like some prebiotic soda, make sure it doesn't have caffeine in it, and they swear by it.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
Sleep divorce, which makes me really sad, the thought of it. People sleeping in different beds, sometimes separate rooms. If you are awakened by snoring and movement, then you may have to sleep in your own bed, and that's sad for you. I hope to never get to that point because I do like reaching my leg or hand over in the middle of the night and feeling my domestic partner's warmth. I'm like, you're sexy. Who's a sexy baby? That's really popular at 3 in the morning. um, what else is there that doesn't work? There are these new like copper metal sleep mats that you plug into the wall that supposedly do something to your electromagnetic field for 15 minutes, and those put people to sleep. One of the kind gentlemen who works in the podcast team cubicles said that he has to blast white noise. That does not work for me. So I have tried white noise, green noise, brown noise, and ocean sounds, and I can get through it, but it actually keeps me awake and it does nothing to keep me to sleep. They looked at a digital detox. For some people, that's really important because I think what happens with some people, and I would put like the true crime fans in this category, like if your go-to, like if your Instagram reels are all about true crime, and you're not doing actual brain rot, like my brain rot is watching videos about efficient swimming and cute French bulldogs. So I think those really do help to unplug your brain. But if you're going to like stressful things like hardcore news and true crime, that's not going to put you to sleep. So a digital detox would work for you. But if you are looking at stuff that is actually unplugging your brain and signaling to the rest of your body that you're ready to sleep, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to go through X or Instagram or even TikTok, even though it's super communist, before you go to sleep. I think all of those things work. Now, if I wake up at 3 in the morning, sometimes I just go, well, yep, I accept it. I'm going to be up for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I just look at stupid stuff and don't get mad at myself because when you get really anxious and worried about insomnia, that totally exacerbates it, makes it worse, and makes you stay up longer. So there are two things you can do. You can either look at the reels or you lay there and close your eyes and you just tell yourself, resting is as good as sleeping for the night, which is absolutely true. Like, unless you are burning through a really serious sleep deficit, one night of just laying there for 2 hours with your eyes closed, relaxing your body, a couple things are going to happen. One, your body will be relaxed, your brain will not. You might be a little foggy the next day, but you will feel better about things. The other thing is you might actually fall asleep. And that's when they talk about counting backwards or you take a word like lime, and then you take every letter of that word and you just try to name as many objects as you can in that category, as many L objects, as many I objects, M, E, and that will trick your brain into falling asleep. I have found, and this is the most effective thing if you really need to sleep, and this is like one of those military techniques, I start with the top of my scalp and I relax every single muscle until I can get to my toes. I've never made it to my toes because, again, I think you just bore your brain to sleep, but also you are relaxing these teeny tiny muscles behind your eyes and in your jaw and your tongue and your throat that stay activated and tense, which also signal to your brain that it must stay awake. So when you let the things kind of surrounding your brain relax and allow you to go to sleep, then your brain will do its job and your body will follow suit. So that is the best one that I've found. Worst case scenario, if you have several nights in a row, then what I would do is down your melatonin with hot milk on your way to go get the Z-Quil, and then go buy a sleep number bed and sleep in the opposite room of your partner and count backwards while relaxing all of the tiny muscles in your head, face, and neck. I hope it works for you. Please let me know if it does. I hope that you always have phenomenal sleep because it does make you very sexy. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app. Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.